I'm Curtis Stone and I'm going to cook one of my dishes from my new book. It's called What's for Dinner? Recipes for People with a Busy Life. Now, the Friday chapter, because each chapter is a different day of the week, is called 5 Ingredient Friday. And here are your ingredients. Fresh mint, scallops, peas, bacon and shallots. This is how you make it. You start off with your peas straight into some boiling water and you give them about 1.5 minutes or so. In a pan, which I'm going to switch out so you can see what I'm doing, over here I'm going to cook the scallops. So a little bit of oil into a nice hot pan. Take your sea scallops. Look at these beautiful big scallops. Canada, you guys get gorgeous, gorgeous seafood. So I'm just going to place these straight down. Now when they're this big, you don't actually want your pan too hot, because if it is too hot, the scallops will cook too fast. Okay, so I'm going to put those guys in there. At the same time as all of this happening, I've got another pan over here with a little bit of oil, some shallots, and this is where the peas are going to end up. So into this pan go those shallots, and I'm going to sweat those down with a little bit of bacon. Okay? So I'm going to switch that out. Let your peas come back up to the boil. Once it comes up to a boil, you just give them 1 minute and then you strain them, let them dry for a second, and then you can add them back into your saucepan. Okie dokie. Alright, so I've blanched my peas and then strained them, so that just takes a couple of minutes. Make sure that they're nice and tender. I love sweet peas, a perfect thing for that sort of spring summer dish. So over here, you'll see your shallots and bacon are sort of just starting to saute a little bit. You want some of that bacon to go a little bit crisp. So we give it just a couple of minutes. And while that's happening, you're just letting those peas continue to drain so that when you add it back to the pan, there's not this big eruption of the contrast of the water and the oil. Okay, let's have a look at our scallops. So, like I said, not too hot to start off with because you want to let it sort of build up that colour. Needs another minute. Okay, so once you smell that beautiful smell from the bacon and you have a look at your scallops, oh look at that. You want them to be that beautiful golden colour on top. So go ahead, turn them over, make sure that you've got good colour on all of them, flip them across. Your bacon starts to go a little bit crispy. Now, if you're worried about how much fat is in the pan, just pull it all up to one side, allow some of that baking fat to sort of melt down the front of the pan. It'll pool at the bottom there. Make sure that you don't get your bacon down there though. Get a little bit of kitchen paper and you can just absorb some of that excess oil out of your pan. Okay, because you don't want it to be greasy. Right, then you take your peas, you add it to the bacon and the onions, or your shallots I should say. Give that a toss. A little bit of salt and pepper. So I've got a bit of salt. Fresh ground black pepper, of course. Another little toss. And that's it. Turn your burners off. Grab yourself a couple of plates. And really quickly, you can serve this unbelievable meal that just had 5 ingredients and literally was only cooking for about 5 or 6 minutes. So go ahead, spoon those peas right into the center of the plate, a nice big pile, scatter them around. Oh, I forgot my mint. Okay, now this is really important. What I do with the mint is I get it and you can chop it up, or you can just tear it into little pieces like that, and then that way you're not bruising it and you're not sort of damaging the flavour in the mint. So just tear it up just like that, toss that together. Oh, the second it hits the pan, The beautiful thing about mint and scallops together is it gives this beautiful freshness to the seafood. Okay, so we put some on this front plate. Get some of that mint in there. Perfect. So you've got your mint, your bacon, your peas all together, and then you just pick up your scallops straight from the pan, drop those onto the plate, and you have this delicious meal that doesn't take very long to do, and you're only using 5 ingredients, so it's so easy. There you go, 5 ingredient Fridays. You've got it all set.